Hey Russ, I was at Mobile World Congress last year, and it's around the corner this year. I can't believe it. Last year, 5G was everywhere.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen this year? A lot of 5G, no 5G? What's going to happen?
Well, it seems like you can't look at advertisements or promotions with the Mobile World Congress without hearing things like 5G or AI or business transformation. So I definitely expect that it's going to be big again this year. But what's changed is that we have some real deployments of 5G. We've got 5G mobility right around the corner coming on. I think one of the big things is that we're going to start to see some devices here that maybe are different, or at least device announcements that are different from like set-top boxes or routers. So
very good. Yeah, I'm anxious to see what devices there are there. Hopefully we'll be able to put our hands on some devices. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think there's going to be a lot on 5G still this session, and it might be the biggest topic still.
Yeah.
Year after year for 2 or 3 years. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think there's this issue with 5G where it's kind of a little bit of confusion where people aren't too sure what to expect out of 5G. And as you know, 5G depends a lot on the performance of 5G depends a lot on the spectrum that's being used. And if somebody uses the same amount of spectrum that they're using with LTE, they're probably not going to see a huge difference with 5G.
Right. Especially in their throughput or peak speeds.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. On the other hand, if they're seeing it in these areas where like millimeter wave frequencies are being used,
or even mid-band.
Yeah, or even
I can
mid-band.
Cobble together 20, 40,
yeah,
60.
exactly right.
Yeah,
that's when we're going to see the real performance increases.
I
and so
agree.
that's really going to vary from operator to operator.
That's a great point.
So I know you've also talked about spatial computing.
Yeah. I love spatial computing.
Yeah.
It sounds cool to say, doesn't it? But spatial computing is about augmented reality, virtual reality, hyper reality, and then mixed reality. Some people call it extended realities as well.
XR.
XR, yeah. But one of the things I think that's key is people are going, well, why is that important? And last year, there was a lot of AR and VR things, and they're fun to play with. The challenge is the compute required to do that is pretty massive. And so that either has to be on your device, on your helmet, on your back, wherever, depending on the solution. So one of the unique things that 5G brings is because of the lower latency that it offers, you can now move that compute into the network. And now if that compute is into the network, it makes the device itself more lightweight, and it makes the device less expensive.
Right.
And the key there is the latency, right? So I know we've talked about this before, but if you move your head in a VR environment.
Yeah, this is your favorite. This is your favorite term.
I love
What's
it.
your
I
favorite
love
term?
it.
Yeah.
Spatial computing. No. My motion to photon
right.
latency.
Okay, write that
motion
down.
to photon latency. I love it. So if you move your head, and if in 20 milliseconds later the VR experience doesn't shift for you, then you'll feel sick. And actually what happens is seasickness, I didn't realize this until recently, but it happens because your brain thinks you've been poisoned. And therefore that's why you throw up, because your brain is your body's trying to get rid of the poison. So anyway, we don't want people throwing up with VR. So instead, 5G, because it can meet that less than 20 millisecond delay, right? The ITU and ETSI have laid, not ETSI, but the ITU has laid out the expectations of less than 1 millisecond delay that the RAN will add.
Or just
right?
over the air and through into the core network.
Exactly. It'll only add 1 millisecond delay over the air. So with that, we should be able to get 5, 10 millisecond delay or less. And now I can do 5G compute in the network and have a very lightweight, inexpensive headset. So I think that'll be cool.
Fantastic. Well, that brings up this other topic of multi-access edge computing.
Yeah,
or it was formerly mobile edge computing. And now they're talking about different ways of coming in. But the whole idea is, let's see if we can move that computing power that you're talking about. If I'm trying to do this virtual reality game, I don't want to be going to some location a long way away.
In the cloud, across the internet.
Exactly, and incurring a large price in terms of latency, where my game, for instance, isn't working so well. So a lot of folks are trying to figure out where we can put that computing power as close to the end device as possible. In fact, this is another question that we're going to be hearing, I think, more at MWC, and that is, where exactly is the edge? Because you know, you could go as far as to say the edge is on the business premise side.
Or even in the device.
Is in the device itself.
In the device itself.
It's in the vehicle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or people might say, no, it's back in the radio network. Or what. So I think we'll see a lot of different takes.
So here's one way I like to think about it. Edge computing is a generic term. And in edge computing, it means I'm moving that computing or the processing closer to the device, whether it be in the network, whether it be on premise like you were suggesting, or even into the device. Multi-access edge computing, or MEC, is a specific variant of that, where I'm moving it to the service provider network border, right? And now the service provider is giving me access to that compute. So that's how I see MEC as a subcomponent of an umbrella term of edge computing.
Excellent.
Not everyone agrees with me on that, but it just helps me frame it and think about it a little bit.
So when you're thinking where true MEC is, there's a service provider, like a mobile service provider or a communication service provider.
Exactly. Yeah, it could be wireless, or it could be wireline. That's why it's multi-access, right? Either access works.
So the last thing that I'm thinking about in terms of 5G is this notion of the key applications, right?
Yes.
What are the killer applications for 5G? And there's still a lot of discussion about this. And sometimes I think as an industry we're a little too quick to just jump on a particular application and think that's great because we know this technology is coming. We expect it to at some level. It's kind of a field of dreams that some things never show up until we have a network that can do certain things. But it's really hard to build a business case off of that.
Yeah, you can't build a business case on if you build it, they will come. That doesn't cut it.
Right. So I think we'll see some more refined and more mature takes on real business applications that really make sense with 5G.
I think that's going to be cool to watch at Mobile World Congress. The other topic I want to talk about, Russ,
I just talked about the last topic.
No, there's one more. There's one more. I want to talk about AI, artificial intelligence. I keep hearing people talk about that in this context. And I don't think it's always clear as to why we're connecting AI in there. What are some of your thoughts on why AI connects in there? And I have some of my own.
Well, I think the thing that AI really brings is that AI is an accelerator of a lot of the progress that we're going to be seeing. And so we say in one of our videos, humans need air to breathe, machines need data to learn.
Very good.
But once we can provide the right kinds of quality data and train these AI algorithms, they can do amazing things in terms of accelerating the move to smart cities or business transformation or whatever it happens to be.
And you mentioned data, and one of the key ways to collect data, of course, is the Internet of Things. So the more things I have that are collecting more important data, more relevant data, more real-time data, now I can feed all that into my AI algorithms and then deploy those AI algorithms and make incredible decisions very quickly, very efficiently.
Very good. And the challenge, one of the challenges is I just heard a statistic that sometimes 80% of the work the data scientists are doing are just kind of preparing the data for use in these
scrubbing
algorithms.
it, sure,
and so because you're coming in from all kinds of different sources in all kinds of different formats, and it can be time consuming to do that. So I think we'll start to see, we're already seeing some applications come on just to help people do these kinds of things and accelerate the acceleration.
Good. I think another key part of AI is in the actual 5G network. So if I'm going to have thousands of small cells, I can't afford to have someone configure each one of them, modify each one of them. I need the network to learn, and I need the network to self-configure, make these decisions on their own. And so I think we're going to see AI as part of the network become key as well.
Well, and as part of that too is this whole notion of bringing the whole network, communications network, under software control with technologies like software-defined networking and network functions virtualization.
Yes, very good.
And so the value of, if AI is there and can come up with new insights, can generate with new insights and determine new actions, the network has to be under software control in order for those actions to be implemented quickly and efficiently.
Very good. It's like one of our favorite stories where Tesla had an issue on stopping, right? And their brake system, unfortunately for them, was under software control. So all they had to do is download a software update to their braking system, and I think it shaved like 11 or 17 feet off of their stopping distance.
If only life was that easy.
Exactly.
Right?
So if your network is the same way, right? If your network is under software control, you can make these decisions very dynamically and change things.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excellent. So I think we're going to see a lot of good things.
I'm looking forward to it. I love being in Barcelona. It's always going to be fun.
And
I love saying Barcelona. I love saying Barcelona.
All right, so you need to understand, Mark grew up in Honduras. He speaks Spanish, but he doesn't say Barcelona like the rest of us.
That's
say
correct.
It, say
That's
it
correct.
again?
Barcelona.
Okay.
And I don't say it like the Catalan people do. Barcelona.
Okay, no, you don't. All right, so for the record. Well, so what are some of the things if you're watching this and you've enjoyed some of the things we've been talking about to just kind of help you get a foundation for some of the things we might be seeing? What are some of the ways that people could learn more at MWC?
Great. Well, there's a lot of opportunities at MWC. Award Solutions is the technology training partner with GSMA. And so we've been partnering with them for years at MWC, and we love the partnership that we have. So one of the things that we do there is that we lead some tours. So there's several public tours that are available. I'm actually leading the IoT tour, so that means I'll be doing a lot of walking.
So tell me about the tour. What does
yeah,
that
the
look
tour
like?
is about 12, 11, 10-ish stops, about a 3-hour tour, and at each stop you got 9 to 10 minutes at each stop, and you learn more about that company and what they're doing. So you can sign up for that. And join us on the tour. I think it's an additional 75 euro charge or more if it's on site that day. So that's one way. My colleague Nashif will be leading the 5G and NFV tour, and there are other tours as well that they're doing.
Yeah, and let me just put in a little plug here. If you haven't taken part in one of these tours, it is a focused learning experience where in between these tour stops, 10 or 11 or 12 stops, your tour guide, your award SME, will be filling in the gaps and helping you understand the context of IoT or of 5G and NFV. And so it is really a concentrated learning experience and punctuated by these stops all throughout MWC that, frankly, if you wanted to learn about IoT and you were on some sort of this focused tour, it would be dizzying, and you'd be getting different kinds of messages from different kinds of stops and exhibits, and it's really a great way to learn a topic in a real focused way.
Cool. And I know Award has several training opportunities as well, Russ, at the show.
Yeah, very good. We're going to be running courses on 5G as well as courses on digital transformation, digital business, and business transformation. I'll be teaching one of those, and one of our colleagues will be teaching 2 other sessions within the business transformation piece.
Very cool.
One on individual automation and one on artificial intelligence.
Cool. And I know we'll have a panel too. It's really cool to think about the revolution that 5G is causing. And the question is, what skill sets will you need in a new 5G world? And this panel will be discussing the 5G skill sets required.
Right, and I think that this has applicability, this applies to people leadership, trying to figure out how to prepare the company for the next wave, for employees, trying to figure out what's my next move.
Perfect.
So I think it'll be interesting.
Awesome. Well, we're really excited about MWC this year. We look forward to seeing you there. Please check out our website, awardsolutions.com. Go to MWC, sign up for tours. Come to one of our training events. They're included in your pass already. So just come and join us there. We'd love to see you there.